Shine bright up all night, we're never slowing down. Fall in love, drunk mistakes, we're bound to hit the ground. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. Young blood made of gold, a mind you can't control. Running wild, can't come down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this.
Guys, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button while you're signing in, please.
We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this.
Thank you all for being here. Please hit that thumbs up button as you guys roll in.
Shine bright up all night, we're never slowing down. Fall in love, drunk mistakes, we're bound to hit the ground. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't. On the day we are together again. On the day we are together again. I will pull you in close like a hoop with no end. On the day we are together again. We will share the same table again. We will share the same table again. I will pass you the salt, the candlelight will bend when we share the same table again. We will walk around the block hand in hand. We will walk around the block hand in hand. We will stop for a snack at the taco truck stand when we walk around the block hand in hand. Someday we will go back to work. Someday we will go back to work. May we be among people who respect our work. Someday we will go back to work. I will write you a letter for now. I will write you a letter for now. Hope is a message that survives somehow. I will write you a letter for now. I will help the strangers I meet. I will help the strangers I meet. It is possible to get back on our feet. I will help the strangers I meet. To the healers who keep us alive. To the healers who keep us alive. A toast to your courage, knowledge and light. To the healers who keep us alive. And the ones we love who are gone. And the ones we love who are gone. We remember the stories and we sing the songs for the ones we love who are gone. And on the day we are together.
Well, hello everyone. It's good to see you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Today is January 29th, 2024, 7:17 p.m. in the East Coast of the United States of America. How is everyone doing? Hope you're good. Hope you are good. So got a lot to talk about. Found out some interesting information about Sarah and her violent past. And if you got if you haven't got to see Josh's live from last night, Sarah Wandra's ex joined the channel and said quite a lot about her. So that got us, digging today. And basically everything that he said about her violent past is spot on. So we found some documents, and she had lived in Texas in 2013. I think it was Texas. Let me look this. I can't show the documents anymore per YouTube policy, so I can just read it. Um, but yeah, it was Texas. It is Texas, and she was charged for throwing a flower pot into a windshield. hmm A flower pot into a freaking windshield. So, there's that. Uh, and it was a woman's windshield to beat it all. It was a woman's windshield. I was like, dang girl, chill out. So Sarah does have quite the background. Quite the background. Um, Talking to more people, I've done a lot of speaking on the phone this evening. Um, talking to different people who knows these people and all of that. And Sarah, in my opinion, she is the mastermind of why July 27th, 2021 happened, in my opinion. Could be completely wrong. Prosecutors and police will tell us later on. One second. Hold on, what did that comment say? Just turning in and heard flower pot through a windshield, and I was wondering if Justin found out my crimes. Just kidding. Angela, now don't you be doing that stuff. Don't be doing that, Angela. I'm telling you. I mean, there's probably been times where we've all been angry enough to throw out, but you just don't go there, right? You just don't go there. I do think, in my opinion, yes, she controlled, in my opinion. Especially after Sarah's ex joined and said the things that she had talked about, holding, basically kidnapping adults, which I guess would be adult napping. No, it wouldn't be adult. I don't know. Just kidnapping. I guess it all is kidnapping. So, even Stacey says he was violent. She was violent to him. Held a GUN up against his chest and all that. The calls from Sarah's ex is mind blowing. If you didn't watch that, make sure you watch it tonight. Make sure you watch it tonight. I found it weird that Stacey gave up the diagnosis of intermittent explosive disorder. Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Christina. Brandon said she beat that guy with a dog bone. There is that. She beat a guy with a dog bone. So that's some interesting stuff. Um, and then make sure you go over to oh, crime with Dr. John. Oh, I always forget the channel. I just became a member. I can't even remember the. Bear with me one second if I can hopefully find it very quickly. Crime. I always get it. Crime Lines and Lies and this Hidden True Crime. Hidden True Crime. And Lauren, that yes, with Lauren and the yes, thank you. The interview that Dr. John did with Stacey is amazing. Just an amazing interview. Highly recommend that as well. Very much so. So today, we're going. Yeah, just look at my chat. Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about Stacey bull riding did man. Yeah. Yeah. He said when he was like 14 or 15, he got. I'll give you a little insight. He said that he got his testicle stepped on by a bull, and that's why he's infertile. So yeah. Yeah. And like Dr. John, I'm like, you know what? I need to hire him to be my therapist. Like he's chef's kiss, really good, really good. I really thought a lot of that. Seem they seem like really good people. They really do. Um, okay. So we're going to continue kind of what we did yesterday. More clips about some of the interviews and inconsistencies that Stacey has said. Hopefully, Brandon will end up doing an interview with Dolly or someone. It's time to speak, Brandon.
It was like
Right.
where he saw, like, it was where,
Hold
like,
one
the
second.
other little boy.
You've been quiet for too long. You did one interview, and there's so many inconsistencies with what you and Stacey are saying, and clear your name. That's all, if clear your name is all we're asking. Uh so, I thought Josh was going to fall out of his chair laughing at the bull ranks. Yeah. Yeah. It's craziness. So, I've clipped some from different channels of inconsistencies that Stacey has said. Um, and I still need to go over the interview that he did with me, and I'm going to add that tomorrow. And then tomorrow will be the final series on this, and I'll have basically what he says on Brooke's interview, what he says on Dolly's interview, what he says on my interview, and then like the main points, and then what he says on Hidden True Crimes interview. Not the one that is for members only, not that one, the public one. But I'm telling you, it's any level membership, any level membership. So, or a Patreon. If you're a Patreon, if there's you can do that as well. There is quite a bit of discrepancies, to say the very least. Yes. And that is why we really, really need to hear from Brandon, in my opinion. Brandon needs to talk. This is, I mean, we are literally, we're in February, almost March, February, March, April, May, June. So we are literally 2.5 years into this. 2.5 years. Time to talk, Brandon. Stacey, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the Justin for All family. Welcome, Stacey, as a member. Thank you, Stacey. Welcome to the family. You just wanted to see me in tights, didn't you? Nobody wants to see that. Actually, I'm just kidding. Thank you for becoming a member, Stacey. Yes. Yes, it's time. It's time. Looks really bad, Brandon, the longer you wait. It does. It looks that's loud with the earbuds on. You're welcome. You're welcome. um thank you. Thank you, guys. I just got here and put on 2 times speed. All right, you'll catch up quick. You'll catch up quick. So, he seems to cough more and touch his face a lot during his lies. Yes. He does this. He does this thing a lot of times, or cough more. I agree, when he gets uncomfortable. Um, that's almost as bad as the cowbell. Listen, there is nothing like that cowbell. Come on.
Some people just don't understand country living. I agree.
Nothing. No. We're not going to go there. Yes, his middle name should be Phlegm. Yes. Stacey Phlegm Wandra. Stacey Phlegm Wandra. So, Oh my God. Wild's bucket list adventure. Welcome to the family. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the family. Let's welcome Wild Angel's bucket list adventure to the Justin for All family. Thank you so much, Wild Buckets List. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. And Brandon shirtless. Yeah, Brandon, listen. I know he farts it. Oh God, crime sleuth, and he farts. That's all he does is fart. Stacey fart phlegm Wandra. Fart phlegm. Stacey fart phlegm Wandra. That's what it is. Stacey, member for 17 months. You are an OG, girlfriend. You're an OG. Thank you. Ginger Snaps, 4 months. Just love this channel. I love you, Ginger Snaps. I love every single one of you. I mean, I don't really love Stacey Phlegm. Stacey. Okay. He really is gross. Like, Dr. John in that interview, like, I had to give it to him. I had to give it to the man because I was like, if he can, like, not crack a smile and not roll his eyes at Stacey while he, does all of the things that he does, he's Dr. John is the epitome of a saint, in my opinion. And Stacey is the epitome of walking farts. He really is. He's just, ugh. You just can't with him. Stacey is just, I just don't think he cares enough about what he, like, I don't know. I just don't know. I'm trying not to judge, but I'm judging like a mother chicken right now. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, see, then there you have it. If he's used to serial, criminals, then that says it all. Says it all. Meet Brandy. How are you, baby dolls? All blues in our competition. Everyone send blue hearts. Hearts. Oh, Darzilla, thank you for gifting 5 members. Oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, please welcome 5 members to Darzilla gifted with 5 new family members. 5 new family members, y'all. Please welcome them. And Darzilla, thank you for new family members. Appreciate that always, always so much. No class, no couth. Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. Okay. All right, so let's get started. How do I get blue hearts? Help a sister out. I'm not computer savvy. One of y'all could take care of that. I don't know. So let's get started. Some of these are from Hidden True Crime from Lauren's channel. Link will be in the description. Some are from Dolly's, and some are from Brooks from Crime Lines and Lies. And these are all just some inconsistencies, in my opinion.
Boy was like the boy.
Yeah,
Thank
tell us
you.
about tell us about the boy that you saw.
He was just a nothing unusual stood out. He was just a little boy, or another boy. He wasn't.
He was in the truck, but it was before the car.
Sorry, I just messed that up. He was just a little boy, caught himself. Did you hear that? Your brain doesn't want to lie. You have to intentionally lie. It takes a lot more energy to lie. He was just a little boy.
What do you mean?
Like you guys hadn't picked up the car yet?
Oh, correct. Yes, correct.
Oh, hold on. Did I
It was
say-
like where he saw, like it was where like the other little boy was, like the
Mhm.
little boy.
Yeah,
Thank
tell us
you.
about the yeah, tell us about the boy that you saw.
He was just a nothing unusual stood out. He was just a little boy, or another boy. He wasn't little. He was definitely.
He corrects that. Get it? He corrects that. He wasn't a little boy. In my opinion, Stacey, that little boy that you seen was Michael Joseph Vaughn.
Looked nothing like Michael. He was more dark hair. I don't know how to label other than he was a Mexican. He was a Mexican kid, and shorts and a t-shirt, but he was much.
And it's Hispanic, first of all. And second of all, I would like to know if there was anyone that would fit the 8 houses on that row at that time, 2.5 years ago, that would fit that description. Or is he just blowing this out his ass?
He was much more filled in and defined. Like he was probably, had to guess, between 8 and 10 years old, if I had to guess. I mean, but look, nothing in relation to Michael or close to Michael.
In my opinion, Stacey tries to give. I think he's telling a lot of truths in what happened that day. I really do. I think he's telling us everything that played out. But I believe, in my opinion, that he is keeping the abduction part out. Keeping the abduction part out, which is what we're looking for, right? I think they did see Michael that day when they was going out. Listen, you don't just tell the police that you have a child buried in your backyard and then they go in after the dogs hit, right? After the dogs hit and ground penetrating radar, and then they go in and arrest your wife, and she's like, "Oh my Lord, God, Jesus just told me that Stacey did it. Stacey did it." No, that doesn't happen. And then on top of that, you're seen at the corner of South Arizona and 8th Street round about the time, like with the time Michael Monkey Vaughn was abducted, and you see, your words, a Mexican boy that looked nothing like. Save your bullshit. And welcome to the family, my dear. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Now, please welcome in to the Justice for All family. Welcome, our beloved friend. Thank you so much. And thank you. I appreciate your support for this channel. It means more than you know, truly. Thank you. Okay. So we got another member. Yay. Jeaner. Jeaner. Jeaner33. Thank you, Jeaner. Welcome to the well, welcome, Jeaner33. Jeaner talks like me. I'm Appalachian. So I say Jeaner. When I say Jennifer, I say Jennifer instead. Jennifer. That's how I want to say it, at least. I know it's a lot because we celebrate. We celebrate our members like you, Mr. Pete, Miss Pete. We celebrate our members. Y'all are family. We blow the fireworks off of this mother chicken here for you guys. Mwah. Oh, is it Jeannie? G9? Not what I said. Fuck it. I love you. I love you anyways. Okay. All right, let's continue.
But that's what I saw that day, and he was just by himself, hanging out on. I assumed it was his front yard, just playing, being a kid. I would have done the same thing, when I was a kid.
Yeah. And why does that child why does that child why do you remember him? Like, what is it about that child that kind of made you notice him?
Nothing really. I mean, he was the only kid that was. I mean, really, there was people walking.
All right, so let's make this make sense for a moment. Okay? You are, I mean, I don't know about you, but I've had a car where I've had to like put oil in it or something, your car. I back in the day I had a car that would overheat and I'd have to put freaking water in it and all that. That is the last thing you're worried about, is you're not noticing 8 houses down from you. You're not noticing 8 houses down. I'm sorry, not sorry. You're not going to notice. Lauren makes a great point here. What stood out to you about that person, about that child? What stood out? Because he says it took about 5 minutes from the time pulled over, popped the hood, put it in, put down the hood, got back in the car. It took about 5 minutes. But he sees a Hispanic kid. Doesn't look nothing like Michael, he says. 8 houses down. First of all, you can't see 8 houses down. So that is a lie right there. That is a lie right there. What was this kid, screaming at the top of their lungs for you to notice them 8 houses down, which I showed you guys on the map on Google Street View? You can't see 8 houses down. Meg said it. He placed himself twice around where Michael was seen, but claims he never seen him. How convenient. And let me tell you something. If he, like he said on my channel, that Sarah and Brandon could possibly be involved, but he has no knowledge. If they were with you on June 27th, 2021, from that time that you left, we know that Michael Monkey Vaughn was abducted anywhere from 6:40 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then 45 minutes later, you was at Brandon's house. And that story doesn't make sense. Not to mention, they hit at Brandon's mom's house. Cadaver dogs hit. I don't know who he's trying to sell this to. Don't know who he's trying to sell it to, but I'm not buying it. I don't know about you. I'm not buying it. Jesse says Stacey made it up that he saw someone just to have something to say, and now he's caught up in it. In my opinion, now he has to create an impression of a kid as far removed from Michael as possible. Jesse, that is chef's kiss. Brilliant comment. Brilliant. And that is precisely what he is doing. Precisely.
On the sidewalk, you know what I mean? But that's just, people asked me if I saw any kids or anything, and I said, yeah, that's who I saw.
Right.
But I don't know
Yeah.
specifics. I don't know like what his facial features would look like.
Sure.
I didn't, not like I got that close, but I can tell you what, his skin color and, you know,
Yeah.
with shorts and a t-shirt. But I mean, I can't tell you, what he looks like, verbatim.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. And for
I
those
can tell
wondering,
you it
Is it-
wasn't
people are saying,
Michael.
go ahead.
And that's another thing. Why is Brandon's mom not coming out and speaking? Why is she not coming out and speaking on 1 second, y'all? Yes, Cassie, thank you. I'm going to go live after this, and I'm going to talk about that. By the way, after this live, I probably will have another short live. The 6 bodies that was found in the desert that we talked about the other day, there wasn't any information on it. They just arrested someone on that, and we'll be talking about that. They think this let me tell you about that real quick. They think that this is some type of organized crime kind of thing. So hold on 1 second. I need to get my glasses fixed. So yeah. So we'll be talking about that after this. So yeah, it is. I mean, listen, if I understand Brandon is your son and all, but why aren't you talking about this? If dogs hit at your property while you were gone, Sarah and your son was inside your home when you weren't there. I would be talking about it. He's a good kid that hangs out with bad people. Well, okay. Sometimes good kids change when they're around bad people. Sometimes good kids change. There's that as well. And also, sometimes people do things as a parent. You know, and as a child once myself, sometimes we would, maybe do something our parents wouldn't think we would do. I mean, not as far as, going to extreme to kidnapping or unaliving someone, but as an example, right? And he's not a kid. You're right, Mama Bear. He's not a kid. He's a grown man now.
Ellie. Yeah.
Was he like really far away from you? Like again, I've
He
never
was
been in the
probably
neighborhood.
he's probably 7, maybe 8 houses down on the right hand side.
Okay.
I mean, it was
Not
not like you
possible.
could, I mean,
Can't see 7 or 8 houses down.
You
do
could
it.
really depict his facial features, like
Mhm.
as if like it was just like me and you on the camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I think we might have
nothing is
someone
unusual.
here. I think we might have someone here.
Okay. Let's go to the next clip.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong. I thought yesterday when you were talking to my husband, you might have said you got home around 5 or 6. But what were you doing from 4 to 8? Sam Evans is asking.
4 p.m. to 8 p.m. was when I got back. We had dinner, and then Brandon and Sarah and me all wanted to go, or I didn't want to go, but I did it because he had been bugging us to go get his vehicle. So we left to about, I want to say,
Hold on, I want to read this comment. Shirtleff's mother, Tina Morale, told KTVB in a message that police came knocking at her door and their cadaver dogs alluded to something on her property. She said the dog, quote, smelled. I'm not even reading the rest. Oh my God, nicely done. I can tell you that's not what it was. Your son allegedly washed clothes that day. Where's that bag? Where's that duffel bag? He allegedly, from what we've heard, wasn't supposed to be in the house. Wasn't supposed to be in the house because he's allegedly taken things. Exactly, Crime Susan. It's not how any of this works.
I don't know. Again, these time frames are all speculated, hypothetical, because I don't have verbatim time frames other than the time frames to show when we were in CUNA and the route we took, etc. So I just want to point that out for people because there's a lot of people that question the timing and everything. So that's what just let you know. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, and I question that timing too because the point that he said that he was at and was 20 minutes away from home, we looked at that point and that's not 20 minutes away from home, Stacey. That's like 40 minutes away from home or something. It's a longer time, I can't remember, but it wasn't 20 minutes away from home. It was longer than that.
Yeah, I respect that because, you're thinking back to,
2 years ago,
2021, 2021.
three
I
years
respect
ago.
that. But then to play devil's advocate, I kind of want to say it's really important. It's kind of everything because we're now
Hmm.
getting to the time, the moment.
Lauren is exactly right. People's like, oh, can't remember this, can't remember that, can't remember this. I have a memory of a goldfish. Like, seriously, I have the memory of a goldfish. But something like that, I'm going to remember. I'm going to etch it in my brain real quick. And then I'm going to get receipts. Receipts. I want every damn traffic light that I passed. Let me go to that business. Hey, can you pull up that I was here at this time? Oh, got gas. Here's my receipt for that. I am going to nail that alibi down. Yeah. Why do you want to wash clothes so desperately? In a fit. Oh my God, I've got to wash clothes. Gotta wash clothes, said no straight man ever. Unless they're doing something. No. Mm-mm. No. You weren't there to wash clothes. You weren't there to wash clothes. I don't even believe you was there to really tow the car. I think you made an excuse to tow that car. That car had been sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. When was the car fixed? Was it ever fixed? Was it ever fixed, Brandon? Because after you got it there, Stacy's like, "Oh no, I can't fix it. Can't fix it. I can't work on it. We had to drill the thing after looking at it. It was some damn spark plugs, but you said they needed rethreaded or something. Oh, that's nothing Stacy can do. I don't even care if it was a 1999 Mercedes. Yeah.
Moment, Michael disappeared, and it's probably, even though it was so long ago, it's like one of the most.
Oh, hold on. Here we go.
Brandon could have done it then, and is framing you.
I have no idea. Again, we were all gone that night. So that's why nothing adds up. Like nothing adds up.
You're right. Nothing is adding up because none of you guys are telling the truth. None. Sarah's in jail. You were in jail, not on anything to do with Michael. But you're now talking. And you've given us some, but you haven't given us, you're still not telling the truth, in my opinion. Brandon did one interview. It doesn't make sense what he said at all. His mom's not talking. So yeah. It's just like I thought Sarah had a laundry. Yeah, she had a clothing. She had a laundry service. She had a laundry service. I would be doing everything in my power to clear my name if that was over my head and I knew I was innocent like you guys say you are. What can I do to clear my name? Because it doesn't make sense. You can't say, none of this makes sense. That's why none of this makes sense. Well, it doesn't make sense because you're not telling the truth. Dogs hit in your backyard. They brought specialized dogs from the east coast of the United States, almost on the other side of the country in Idaho. They brought him from South Carolina to Idaho. Every single dog hit. They arrest Sarah in there. Oh, Stacey did it. God told me. And then you're on the corner. The time Michael goes missing, you're seen on the corner. The time Michael goes missing, Brandon is seen on that camera. We have a picture of Brandon walking. Then you show up at 11 o'clock or maybe even later. And then, well, let's back up a minute. And then you go do that stupid towing thing that y'all were saying in laundry. No. And then you show up hours later when it takes 45 freaking minutes to get door to door. This is a human life, Brandon. This is a human life, Stacey. Adrian, Sarah, and anybody else that knows it. This is a baby boy. infuriates the fuck out of me. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you so much, my dear. It's time to say the truth, Stacey. Free yourself. And I'm going to tell you what, they will be much more freer when they get it off their chest. Take and ask for forgiveness now. Because, Stacey, I know you believe in God. And I figure Brandon does too, because Brandon's mom seems religious, because on the outside, in Google Earth, when you see her, she's got, prayer stuff. If you did something, and I personally believe you did, and the police believe you did as well, then God says, confess your sins and do it, pay for it in this life. Pay for it in this life. Ask for forgiveness, not only from God, but the ones you have wronged. That's up to them whether they forgive you or not. That's up to them. But you make it right in this life. KRN, thank you so much for becoming a member, my dear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you. Welcome to the family, KRN. Why does he even have to clear his name if he was supposedly the only one that passed the lie detector test? Well, that's what he says. That's what he says. Again, how about this? If he passes the lie detector test, tell him he has every right to get the report on that. If they gave him a lie detector test, have him call, get the report, show us. Show us. And this is my question. This is my question, even if he did. Even if he did. 2 of them didn't pass. He said that himself. If you were all 3 together, on that night, you had to know. You have to know. You have to know. It's that simple. Zelda, thank you so much for 2 months. Yay, that's such to the gifters. Thank you so much, my love. Thank you for 2 continuous months. I appreciate you.
As how that would even become possible.
Thank you, Abby.
It just seems like if things were going well and there was a love triangle, maybe, I mean, do you think he's turned on you with police?
Brandon?
Yeah.
He'd have nothing to turn on me with. I wasn't even part of this.
Well,
I
trying
haven't
to frame you is what I mean. Framing you. Do you think he could have
people
done
do.
something?
Abby, yes. I did know that Brandon's mom, she doesn't necessarily own a cemetery. She, I would say, is like allegedly the family manager. She sent me a TikTok video. I'll show you guys this. I've never seen this TikTok video, so I'm just gonna put that out there.
How come Brandon wasn't living with his mom?
Brandon burned a lot of bridges with his mom. Burned a lot. He stole from her, took from her, lied to her numerous times. He just burned a lot of bridges.
Have anything with him?
He had his duffel bag full of clothes, but it was small. It wasn't even a huge duffel bag. It was tiny.
Like, what do you consider tiny? Like a book bag size, or big enough to fit?
take
skate.
like a small duffel bag, have the little hand straps on
Uh-huh.
it, but not near big enough to put any
He told me it keeps getting smaller and smaller every interview he does. He told me it was 3 foot long.
a human in it at all.
Okay, so you're saying there's no way that he could have stuffed a small child or
No.
anything in that bag. He just had dirty clothes in the bag.
Yeah.
And so he goes inside to wash clothes. Now, did he wash the clothes that he was wearing?
No.
Do you know?
He just didn't change the clothes, but I
So
just
he
know he
goes-
literally
He-
all I know to my knowledge, he just washed the clothes that was washed in his duffel bag.
But he did change the clothes he was wearing, you said.
Yes.
Okay, let me read this to you. It says we have been cooperating, but this has outright turned into harassment of Brandon and our family. Something to be innocent until proven guilty. How it's guilty without proof? Well, I mean, the police are alleging it. You are absolutely innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Public opinion is public opinion. They are even pointing fingers at me, she says, telling me I'm lying and hiding something, she said. Tina claims she opened her home up to police when they came knocking. Quote, I gave them food and water, prayed with them, and allowed them to run their dogs and people through my house and yard. They did find my toilet was leaking, which I'm grateful for. She claimed the cadaver dogs, quote, smelled the poop outside, end quote. Near her vent and crawl space, which was near her leaking toilet, she said. That's interesting. They find it near a crawl space. Isn't that interesting? Hmm.
I don't see Brandon doing something like that. No. Just like I didn't see Sarah ever doing something like that. I wouldn't see Adrian doing something like that. Oh, Adrian could be questionable, be given his then doing something like that. No. Just like I didn't see Sarah ever doing something like that. I wouldn't see Adrian doing something like that. Oh, Adrian could be questionable, be given his, what been told by detectives about his history, but Brandon and Sarah, I wouldn't have even had a thought. So
Okay.
I don't really have a response to that, to be honest. Like I don't I don't know what to think.
After 8. Okay. Okay. So you're home at about, so what time were you home then after A&W? So what time did you get home?
Probably
This time,
about
27.
4 o'clock if I had to put a time on it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you went straight home? Like, did you see
Didn't
any
stop
children?
anywhere. No,
We've got 3:30, we've got 4, we've got 4:30, and we've got 5 o'clock from all of his interviews. I'll show you guys that tomorrow.
no.
Okay. And you never saw Michael.
I've never seen that face a day in my life.
Well, his face is beautiful.
Drove to Boise, dropped the client off, went over to go visit Labor Dave. Hung out there for about an hour and a half. Went back to
Okay. He tells me he hangs out with Labor Dabe anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. an hour and a half is quite different from 15 to 30 minutes. Now, in another interview, he tells Dr. John, I believe he tells him 20 or 30 minutes. Could be wrong on that. You'll have to watch the interview, but I'm pretty sure it's like 20 or 30 minutes.
On my way back to Fruitland, got a taxi phone call again from Sarah. She was already at home when she had called me. So I got a taxi phone call from her saying this guy needs to go to another place in Ontario. I think we had gone to A&W or something like that because that's where my timestamp is from. So
in some interviews, he says he had one taxi ride that day and only one taxi ride. In some interviews, he says he had 2 taxi rides that day. It depends on what interview. I think Labor Dave is no longer alive.
I took him and dropped him off and then came home.
Okay. And then, so what time did you get home?
Timestamp. So the picture was taken at the A&W. I think was like it. I have to go back and look at it. I don't remember the exact. Hold on, let me look at.
I agree.
Sorry,
And that's okay. And all I can do is just say to people, there are things I can say right now and there are things I can't say. And that's all I
Hold
can
on,
say.
guys. I'll be right back.
3:23 p.m. That's what I was doing. I was checking the timestamp. 3:23 p.m. is when I was at A&W.
Okay. But you're, okay, you're around. So, and what were Brandon and Adrian? Where were Brandon and Adrian at this time? Because they were also dubbed persons of interest, or I think persons of interest by police, maybe suspects. I don't know. What were in
Adrian wasn't even home. He never came back.
Right.
He stayed in Nampa and Boise that whole night.
Adrian is still a named suspect and or person of interest. So they know that he has knowledge. He was there the next day. He may have spent June 27th, July 27th, but he was back there the 28th. Stacey, Sarah, Brandon, I bet you everything that you did not sleep the night of July 27th, 2021. Bet you didn't. And I can guarantee you that Monkey Michael Vaughn's parents haven't slept a good night since. And I pray to God, neither do you.
Do you think he could have come back without you knowing, or do you feel certain he was there?
No, I know he was gone. Oh my God.
You okay?
Yeah, he wasn't even at our house. He wasn't even in the area. He didn't have a vehicle, you know what I mean? So he had no way to even get back to Fruitland that night.
Okay. Okay. So then that would mean that you would be just admit, like you would be law enforcement's main suspect then because you were there, right? Or you and Sarah? I'm just trying to understand, how were you made a suspect, like kind of like the main one?
I'm appalled. I have no idea. It doesn't make sense because I have timestamps of our whereabouts that night and when we left, what time what time we got back in the neighborhood. Nothing adds up. There's no there, a person does not pass a polygraph test,
Uh-huh.
and I mean you don't just get a false positive polygraph. It doesn't happen like that.
Yeah, you do.
You can fail a polygraph test, but to um to get a false positive polygraph test doesn't match up.
Yeah, I haven't seen your
Um,
polygraph test. I want to say to audiences, the viewers, I haven't seen it. I don't know about your polygraph
No.
test.
Yes, just because a suspect says they passed the polygraph test doesn't mean they passed the polygraph test. If law enforcement doesn't say that, or any other official related to the case, or they don't show paperwork, we just have to take them for their word, and a suspect's word is not much in my opinion.
And I specifically remember getting the polygraph done, and I literally remember the tester that gave the test or the polygraph to me after he got done submitting the results because
That's a great question. Where is the tablet from that pawn shop? Where's that crash car video? Brandon? And Brandon, you say that you went to your mom's house just for water. For water. No bueno. I don't believe you. You need to talk. Daily, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships to the channel. Appreciate you, my love. Thank you. Thank you, Daily. Welcome to the 5 members. Justin for all family. Please welcome. Please thank our beloved Ma Daily. Sweetheart. Very kind of you, my love. Thank you. Who has to have special water bottles? Fun. I mean, it's like he needs his mom's binky or something. You know what I mean? Yeah, Rach. You're right. I agree.
he had to get he had to send them off to I guess he said Washington D.C. because they have like their forensic people there that read those.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he came back in and he goes, "How do you feel you did?" And I said, "I was honest. I know I passed it." So, and so he goes exactly. He goes, "I know you passed." He goes, "You did pass it." So I mean, I was told by the polygraph tester and also detectives. That's why they stopped interrogating or questioning me that day because I had passed the polygraph test.
So when you say you passed it, does that
Well, you're still a named suspect. Your big picture still went up in that press conference. Okay. So there's that.
mean there was no deception on any question, or does that mean like what does that mean when you pass a polygraph
Yeah.
test?
No, it means you pass a polygraph test like you have not lied on any question that they
Yeah. drive 45 minutes to get in mommy's house that you're not supposed to be in to get some water. Yeah. Believe that.
They
Okay. And did Adrian and Sarah and Brandon, did they all pass theirs too?
Adrian never did a polygraph to my knowledge. I know Sarah and Brandon did. I was told two different things. I was told they passed and I was told they didn't pass. So I don't.
So this is what he says in this interview. He says, I was told they passed and I was told they didn't pass. In every other interview, he said they failed, flat out failed. So then he's like, I was told they passed and they didn't pass. And then he's like, I don't know.
No, I'm not going to speculate.
But you're not going to speculate, but you flat out said in 3 other interviews that they flat out failed.
But I'm not gonna also, again, I'm being an upfront person, and I'm not gonna say they passed or they didn't pass because I don't know. I just what I'm being told. So,
So you guys
know
aren't in
that you did-
contact anymore? Like Sarah and like you,
I
Sarah,
don't talk.
Brandon,
Sarah's in prison,
Adrian? Okay.
and Brandon, I want nothing to do with him or Adrian. I'm not cool with them at all.
Okay. Is it because of this investigation and things
No.
they've said, or is it?
No, just because.
Yes, and then he said, one time he said his mother told him that he passed, and then one time he said the detective said that he passed.
And I had Sarah pop the hood. I got out of the truck. Sarah, no, mind you, Sarah's driving the whole time. Just keep that in mind. Brandon's in the back seat behind me, and I was in the passenger seat. Had Sarah pop the hood. I got out, and opened the hood, unscrewed the power steering reservoir cap, and poured power steering fluid in. And then that was that.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. So I was thinking that Sarah got out too. I was thinking that's what you said
No.
yesterday. No. It's like pop the hood is just like from being inside.
mhm.
Okay. And Brandon waited in the back seat while you guys he didn't help you out or anything.
No, I didn't need his help.
Okay.
I mean, just pretty simple job, you know.
So Brandon was seen. Oh, thank you so much, Katie. Much respect and adoration for you and your team, Justin. Thank you for your continued coverage and content. Oh, okay, Katie 8. That is such a sweet comment. Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you.
Oh, we got a new charity dono.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie A. That's such a sweet comment. Thank you. Yeah, he says nobody ever got out. Okay. But after you got in that car, back in that car, and you went down a few houses, did you see anyone then? Brandon got out, didn't he? Brandon got out. Started walking down that sidewalk, didn't he? In my opinion. And in my opinion, they took the entire world away from someone. For what? For what? Why would you take something that's not yours? For what? Because he was there? Because he was 5 and he got out just being a kid? Doesn't matter if he got out of the house. Doesn't matter. Dad was trying to get food on the table, placing an order, changing a diaper, dealing with the rest of the family. He got out. Doesn't matter. Took the complete world away from a family, in my opinion.
You know what I mean? It's not like you need 2 hands for it.
I've never done it, so I wasn't really sure what it entailed. That kind of became like that's kind of like the stopping point in your journey. You got out, you fixed it. That's when you saw the little boy.
Correct.
Okay. And then from there you got back in the truck and you
Mm-hmm.
went to whatever city. Cuna. Okay. And you said you didn't see anyone odd in the neighborhood, or you didn't notice anything. Were there more people outside than normal? Is it about normal? I'm not familiar with the area. I know Lauren said she's visited. I
When
never
we got
have.
when we got back or what?
No, like when you left. Like, is it a
Oh
neighborhood?
no, it was just
A
a
lot of
normal.
people are
No,
outside, or
not at all. Not at all. There was literally hardly anybody.
okay.
Maybe a few people here and there, but nothing. I mean, nothing unusual about that. I mean,
Yeah.
just a neighborhood.
Yeah, I was just trying to get a sense. I know some areas people like sit on their front porch in the evenings, and others have like a lot of kids and they play games outside, after everyone gets off work. And so we're just kind of trying to get a sense of like what the typical neighborhood vibe is, since I'm not familiar with the area at all.
It's a quiet neighborhood. There's not a whole lot of problems at all around the area. Or I mean, in our side of things.
Until the Wanderers moved in, and Brandon and Adrian.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And you guys lived there for quite a while, didn't you, before?
Since 2020, yeah.
For those wondering, John's
Like I always have my chew everywhere I go. Considering, I mean, I have chew everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I've chewed for years, and I went to grab it out of my pocket while I was driving, and I lost it out of my pocket, and it fell across the console across the other side of the passenger seat.
Interesting, he is accused of abducting a child. And hours later, before, he's seen at the splash pad. Is that a coincidence? What do y'all think? Were they scouting people? Were they hunting? I don't know. Only they do. And law enforcement.
And I was not in arm's length. I mean, it was probably an arm's length for a skinny person, but I wasn't skinny, and not skinny at all. So I literally pulled off, and I've always been a safe driver and an ethical driver. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna jeopardize causing somebody a wreck or anything like that. I always practice safe, and safe techniques or
Right. Says a 6 times felon. Sure.
safe driving. So I
Right.
didn't pull off on the side of the road, or there's no place to pull off on the side of the road. I'm saying I
Right.
didn't pull off on the middle of the road, so I'm not going to.
Right. Like you pulled over later on that day on the corner of South Arizona and 8th Street, which is 164 feet from Michael Monkey Vaughn's backyard.
Block traffic.
So safe.
So the nearest, easiest first place to pull off was the splash pad, and that's what I did. But it was less than probably a minute of being there. But it is time stamped, and I saw the CCTV footage.
Oh yeah, they got you on there. Certainly did.
Okay. So it wasn't like someone reported you or anything like that?
No,
It was
not
like
at all.
framed
Nobody reported me at
them
all.
and-
No,
No
Was
police
it
got you.
was it busy there when you pulled off? Or
not at all. It was probably, I mean, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It was really hot. You know what I mean? There was no, I mean, I wouldn't want, if I was a parent, I would not want my kids to be out there in 90, 95-degree heat. You know what I mean? It's playing in the water. You know what I mean? I mean, I hate saying it like that, but like it's like going swimming. You know what I mean? When it's super hot and the reflection of the water just gives you a sunburn. That's kind of the way I see. I don't know. I'm not a parent though.
Thank God.
Right.
I just know that there was nothing unusual about that day. Nobody called me in. I literally
It was 103.
stopped to grab the can of chew and left. That was it.
And it just happened. I mean, it is interesting. I've seen the splash pad. That's all I'm going to say. So you stopped.
Exactly.
It
Lauren.
is. It's where children go. So it's not the best place to have stopped, unfortunately.
Exactly, Lauren. Exactly.
Yeah, but I guarantee you, I'm not the only person that doesn't have kids that has gone to the splash pad.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Well, listen, if you don't have kids, you don't need to be in a kid environment, around a kid environment. You just don't. You just don't. You don't need to be at the splash pad if you don't got kids.
I didn't see anything wrong with it or weird. Like I wasn't doing anything wrong at all. Other than grabbing my can of chew. I mean, would you rather me block the roadway or would you rather me, you know what I mean?
Why didn't you just go down to the gas station like at the end of the road? Why didn't you do that?
And
Yeah,
it's
yeah, no,
something that
totally.
I'm,
Agree.
you know,
And so that everyone knows, do you have the timestamps of where that CC footage was? What are the
taken at
timestamps?
1:30 p.m.
Okay. Okay. So then, okay, and that was so then where do you go after that?
I left. I went to Ontario, picked up the taxi client, took the taxi client to the Boise airport. And mind you, it takes about 60.
Hold on. I'm gonna say something because I usually don't respond to comments or anything, but I'm gonna respond to this one. My 3 love me. You all are not helping find Michael. You are helping them communicate with the other 3 so they can correct their stories. My 3 love me. Brandy's mother is in here. I speak with her daily, just about daily. Don't tell me what you think you know. Okay? Fruitland Police Department has this under control. Okay? Not you, not me. Okay? We do what we do. Okay? So you don't like it? Mosey on out. How about that? I usually don't respond to anything like that, but you're not going to sit there and say that to me. You're not going to sit there and say that to me. You don't know what I do.
61 minutes,
Block her.
62 minutes to get from Ontario to Boise, depending on traffic, which in the middle 1 o'clock time frame, 1 o'clock hour, it's not busy. You know, I mean, it's just it's the least busiest time of the day. Other than in the early morning, you know, like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. But drove to Boise, dropped the client off, went over to go visit Labor Dave. Hung up there for about an hour and a half. Went back to on my way back to Fruitland. Got a taxi phone call again from Sarah. She was already at home when she had called me. Drove to Boise, dropped the client. Other than in the early morning, you know, like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. But 62 minutes to get from Ontario to Boise, depending on traffic, which in the middle 1 o'clock time frame, 1 o'clock hour, it's not busy. You know, I mean, it's just it's the least busiest time of the day. Actually, a couple.
Daily, thank you so much for gifting another membership, my love. Daily. If you have gifted the membership, please give Daily a big thank you and welcome to the Justin for All family. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I believe that prosecutors have said, they said in November, and it's interesting that they said it in November as well, because it's right when Stacey got out of jail. They said, how did they word it? I can't remember how they worded it, but it was something to the effect as, we believe there will be prosecution or will be charges or something to that effect. We're not going to let Michael's case disappear. No, we are going to take this until people are arrested and the doors slam shut and Michael is brought back to his family.
Weeks ago, and wanted to let him know what Brandon was saying on social media about Carson, and how Carson, how Brandon said that Carson let him use his truck, and I knew Carson was going to flip shit because Carson was not. Carson never lets his vehicle be used by anybody. He doesn't even let his friends use his vehicles. So I stand up for Carson 100%, and just in that sense.
So Brandon, he says that he used Carson's truck that night. I don't know what Carson says. I have not talked to Carson. But one way or another, it's an inconsistency. It's definitely an inconsistency one way or another. Right? So either Brandon is lying or Stacey's lying. Exactly, Vet Girl. And that's exactly right, Tracy. Innocence needs no explanation. None. It's always the same. It's universal. and you'll do anything to prove it. And it makes sense. It makes sense.
Because I'm the same way. I don't let people just randomly just use my vehicles. You know what I mean? Like your
Right.
vehicles are like your baby. They're like your child. So it's
Yeah, he doesn't let anyone use his vehicles, except he let everyone use his vehicles because he had a taxi service, and he let Brandon use them and Adrian and everyone else use them. Yeah, not at all, said Stacey. He don't let it, just anyone. He's like, they let anyone use their home, let alone their cars.
it just doesn't make any sense as to why you would want somebody else to use your vehicle to risk any potential opportunity of not having, something happening to it and you ending up with no vehicle.
Him to
raised her to be.
All right, so here is a picture of Brandon sleeping on the couch. Sleeping on the couch at the Wanderers. Looks very similar, in my opinion, to the man on that sidewalk. Who wears a lot of cut-off shirts. Brandon sure does. He wears a lot of cut-off shirts. You know how they cut the arms down? Wears a lot of those, Mr. Brandon does. Stacey claims there was no holes in the yard. In some cases, that Sarah's parents would freak out if holes were in the yard. But in other interviews, Stacey says the dogs were digging so many holes in the yard that Sarah's family, because her mom owned the property, made them get rid of the dog.
I know. I'll call an ambulance after I get off the phone here.
Okay, I just got confused because yesterday you said there was no holes in the yard, and
No. I told you yesterday that Oakley dug. I said that. I said Oakley was a digger.
Now, Brooks catches him on this as well. In one interview, I think it was the interview he did with me, he said, or maybe he was on the phone with me, I can't remember, but he said that Sarah's parents were very, very particular about the lawn. And because the dog was digging so many holes outside, that they made them get rid of the dog.
But she didn't dig anything up like anything that would resemble anything that had to do with Michael or a
I
body.
agree, guidance.
were you part of any Facebook groups
All the time. Yeah, absolutely.
for Michael Vaughn?
No. I think I supported him, and I think one group that was publicized, but I don't remember what that group was called. But
Well,
yes, I was in support of it.
I was in one, Finding Michael,
I think that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried to show all my love and support. Milk, gotcha. What do you mean? Oh, at the store?
No,
No,
you're not
there was no
showing
milk brought home that
anything.
night. We had milk in the fridge. We had like 1 or 2 gallons in there. We always kept milk in the fridge because that's my most favorite thing to drink, even to this day. I'll go through a gallon of milk in like 20 or 25 minutes.
On the flyer?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And if it was, I don't remember correctly. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to.
So here, they set a time around about where Michael went missing, and it was on the flyer that they had in their kitchen that Sarah eerily has a picture of her with Michael behind it. Now, Sarah and Stacey, all of them, they would post photos of Michael. Some may thought that was caring until they became the 4 and only primary suspects.
Avoid questions. I don't have an answer to that.
Also, the flyer that was on the refrigerator for Sarah, those flyers were given out in the first 48 hours of Michael gone missing. So they wanted to know, in my opinion, what was going on. So they made sure they
I do
got
not
those
remember.
flyers. and
I do not
talked
believe
to
it was on. I believe it said that he just appeared at the night sometime. He never said anything to me directly. Him and Sarah and Adrian all kept. I can't read what that question says. The last part of it, crawl space and why what? Because I looked for vehicles sometimes.
Tell him, Peach
I was
State
always curious
Mama.
about vehicles.
Tell him.
Yeah, a lot of people are confused about the timeline. I know it's been a few years, but I mean, how long were you in the house before you left to go tow the car?
I got home at 4, like I said, between 3:30 and 4 o'clock, and we left about 5:15 or 5:30 at night. So give or take an hour. To get my chew.
They were back at Brandon's mommy's house. Back at little Brandon's mommy's house by 9 a.m. the next morning. I guess little Brandon drank all that water and wanted to get some new water from mommy's house. And then, I guess, get his clothes that no one believes.
No, at least not. There was no other videos to show me in. The splash pad was the only video that they had.
Hello, Cricket. Cricket said, why did Sarah have a voice come out by the house who was the little child? Because it sounds like Michael.
There was no little voice at the house.
Okay. Justin said, why were you all at the splash pad? You have no children. Do you mind telling the story again? People come in late and some people are behind on chat.
See, there I was there. If you don't got children, you don't need to be at the splash pad. If I see someone, at a park, a strange person at a park, like a kid's park, a splash pad or whatever, and they're just standing around or moseying around, get out of here. Get out of here. That's weird if you don't got kids. Go to the gas station down the street. Pull somewhere.
So I stopped at the splash pad about.
Oh, thank you, Daily. Daily gifted another membership. Thank you, my love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to the new member. Please thank Daily. Please thank our beloved Daily Ahmad here, who gifted another membership. Thank you so much, my beloved Daily. So kind of you. So kind. Okay, here we go.
1 to 10 in the afternoon because I had lost my chew. My chew had fell on the passenger side, far side of the floorboard, and I couldn't reach it. So I pulled into the splash pad really quick. It was the safest spot to park in. And I got out of the car, walked around the vehicle, grabbed my chew, walked back around, and left.
Did they splash pad or leave?
It was recorded. Everything. They recorded the whole thing.
Okay.
It was on CCTV or whatever. I don't know what it's called. It's just neighborhood watch.
Oh, I got you.
Now he's saying the time is before Hold on one second. What was that comment? Um, he, yes, Cassie. He says that he was there about, I think he said 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, something. Hold on. Wait a second. Wait a second. I just caught something. Let me check something.
Drove to Boise,
Oh,
dropped
crap.
it.
No.
Raised her to be. The guy raised her to be. I know. I'll call an ambulance after I get off.
Hold on. I need to check something.
Behind on chat.
I know. So I stopped at the splash pad about 1 to 10 in the afternoon because I had lost my chew. My chew had fell on the passenger side, far side
At
of the
110.
floorboard, and I couldn't reach it. So I pulled into the splash pad really quick. It was the safest spot to park in. And I got out of the car, walked around the vehicle.
Because I thought he said 1:30 before. What is he say? Let me see here.
It was on CCTV or whatever. I don't know what it's called. It's just the whole thing.
Or
Yeah,
leave.
it was recorded. Everything they recorded the whole thing. It was on CCTV or whatever. I don't know what it's called. It's just neighborhood watch.
Oh, I got you. That girl said, "What did Sarah and Brandon do after the tow of the car that
They
evening?"
went and looked for Michael.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Now that I know that they're suspects, I don't think they was looking for Michael that evening. I think they had Michael that evening, in my opinion. Didn't he say 1:30? Yeah, he said 1:30 at some. Yeah, later it turned to 1:30. And the problem is if he left at 1 o'clock and he was down at the splash pad at 30 minutes later, you live you live a 2-minute walk. Clover, welcome to the jungle. Thank you. Welcome to the family. Please welcome our beloved new family member, Clover. Thank you so much, Clover. Yeah, no way it takes 30 minutes. So, I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna have to check that out for sure.
Tow the car.
No, they didn't have any specific.
But yeah, after they come home and they're out searching for Michael, he says in an interview that Sarah and Brandon didn't even go in the house. He says they went straight out to look for Michael. Didn't get anything. They just went straight out, walking. You walked around for 2 hours. I'm sorry. I do not see Sarah's ass walking for 2 hours. Not on a Sunday, a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Friday, or a Saturday. A Monday. Hey, Angel, my love, listening while I'm in yoging. Love you, mean it. Love you too, my dear. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. Yep, I agree, Vet Girl. Nope. Yeah, she ain't even walking to the mailbox. She ain't even walking to the mailbox. Don't believe it. No bueno. Oh, I'm sorry, Iris. Is ICU in here? Can someone drop Iris the member link for iPhone, iPad? Don't see him towing a car at 103 either. What do you mean at 103? Let me text ICU. Can you drop Apple member link, please? No problem. Oh, 103. Yeah. Yeah. No. Well, not only that, first of all, you're seen on camera. So is Brandon. Right the time Monkey disappears. And then you go to a home that is 45 minutes away and do close to get that car. And then you're back there the next morning at leaving by 9 a.m. to get those clothes. Well, you could have done it all the very next day. You could have left at 9 o'clock in the morning and towed that car on the next day. You could have left 9 a.m., towed that car, and done your clothes. And got your water bottle.
They said they had pictures of the truck leaving the neighborhood. Correct.
There he goes. He said it. They had pictures of our truck leaving the neighborhood. That is correct. Says it really quick. Damn right they did. Damn right they did. Yes, just saying, I believe that as well. Oh, I think absolutely Brandon's mom's house was an alibi. Abso-freaking-lutely. I think they were going to tow that car whether it needed towed or not. Trust me. Why lie about Sarah going inside the house? Some interviews you say, yeah, she went inside. Some interviews you say, no, she stayed outside with me. Which I showed that yesterday. I can show you all that in a minute too.
And that was exactly at the time that I told you guys on here, between 5:30 and 6.
You're lying. Nope. You're lying again. Not between 5:30 and 6. Nope. Between 6 and 7. More like between 6:40 and 7 o'clock. That's the time. You don't want to say that though, do you? You lying. Hold on. Go back and just look how uncomfortable he is here.
Ow.
In coughs. Hold
that
on.
morning,
Hold on.
before Sarah took him to
Oh, God.
Boise to go see his kid.
Hold
Did you
on.
leave?
Damn it. Why is it not working?
Raised her to be.
Hold on.
The guy wanted like 2 points.
Oh, shit. Come on, man.
And they came and questioned me.
Raised her to be. I know. I'll call an ambulance after I get off the phone.
Hold on. Here we go. Watch this. Watch how uncomfortable.
It's just neighborhood watch.
Oh, I got you.
Hold on.
Sarah and Brandon do after the tow of the car that
They
evening?
went and looked for Michael.
Tow the car.
No, they didn't have any specific. They said they had pictures of the truck leaving the neighborhood. Correct. And that was exactly at the time that I told you guys on here, between 5:30 and 6. Ow. That morning, before Sarah took him to Boise to go see his kid.
you leave to go
It's
tow
uncomfortable.
the truck?
About 5:30.
Okay.
But we didn't get back till 9:30 or 10.
So 5:30 there, 6 the other time, 6:30 the other time. He was there between 6:30 and 7 o'clock. More like 6:40, most likely. That's what time he was seen there.
That would they came and questioned me like during the search, or during the dig up. They had asked me some questions and I couldn't give them anything. I was like, I don't have any information to give you. But it was during the time they were digging, if I remember right.
What do you say there?
They came and questioned me like during the search, or during the dig up.
They came and questioned him during the dig up. Thank you, Wade Watt. Thank you. They came and searched him during the dig up. I thought you was telling them where it was, Stacey.
They had asked me some questions and I couldn't give them anything. I was like, I don't have any information to give you. But it was during the time they were digging.
Well, if you was the one that told them, you obviously had answers to give them. And then after you gave them that and they dogs hit and the ground penetration happened, well, then they walked in, arrested your wife, and she's like, oh, yeah, God's telling me, direct lines with JC, my husband did it.
The guy wanted like $2.6 million for it.
What effed up? He's guilty. If he's guilty, then
So,
what does Stacey mean?
I was like, that's not even going to come close to our budget or price range. Even if we found an investor, and there's no way we'd ever pay it back. So what would Brandon have to lie about? Probably everything. I think that he's.
So what would Brandon have to lie about? Brandon, Stacey just threw you under the bus right there. What would Brandon have to lie about? Question mark. Probably everything, he says. Well, isn't that interesting? Wow. Okay. For once, I guess I agree with Stacey.
Trying to perhaps make a cover up for his fuck up.
Oh, really? Trying to make a cover up for his F up. Huh. Isn't that interesting? Could it be y'all went to Brandon's mommy's house and you're leaving a lot of it out because you didn't get back till past 11 p.m.?
And I think he's just being deceitful about everything. I think he's trying to. I think he knows that he's probably maybe guilty.
Oh. Okay.
But I don't know. I think nothing. I can tell you that he's not accurate with any of the information he's putting out there.
Oh, let's listen to that again, shall we?
The guy wanted like $2.6 million for it. So I was like, that's not even going to come close to our budget or price range. Even if we found an investor, and there's no way we'd ever pay it back. So what would Brandon have to lie about? Probably everything. I think that he's trying to perhaps make a cover up for his fuck up, and I think he's just being deceitful about everything. I think he's trying to. I think he knows that he's probably maybe guilty, but I don't know. I think nothing. I can tell you that he's not accurate with any of the information he's putting out there.
So I was a big fan of Little Richard. May he rest in peace. I don't know if you remember who he is or not. He was a singer, but he used to say a wop bottle bop, a wop bam boom, and that's all I got to say on that comment right there. You just threw him under the bus.
I left about 1 o'clock, like I said. I got back between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. We then left the house about 5:30 or 6 p.m. to go help with the tow. So yes, I did have time to go help with the tow because I was back in a fashionable amount of time to go help. Like I wasn't going to stay in Boise all day. You know, I went and hung out with Labor Dave and or Dave Fears and came home.
I think this is a splash pad, but anyway.
That's not the splash pad. That's outside our house.
Oh, look at that. There's Brandon. Right there's Brandon. Y'all. And Brandon was walking around the neighborhood before Michael went missing. Interesting. Yep. Yep, that is true, Vet Girl. They're pretty active this day. Usually, you can only get Stacey to basically cough his phlegm up, and that's about as good as you're going to get. But this day, boy, he was really on it this day.
That's by the house that we were living at. And that's I recognize that person. That's just a random he walks the neighborhood all the time. To answer your guys' question, I recognize that guy.
Oh, I recognize that guy too, but it's not who you're saying.
I don't know his name, so you couldn't ask me that, but I know that.
I'll tell you, it's Brandon. My opinion. It's Brandon. It's Brandon.
That he always.
Oh, look, and he's got a shirtless on. We've got Brandon in several of these types of shirts. We've got Brandon in several of these shirts. Hey, Brandon, do you still have that shirt? Do you still have those shorts and those shoes? Still got that bag? I bet you don't. Bet you don't. Bet you don't.
Walking in the neighborhood all the time. Did you see any neighbors acting weird? No. Again, the neighborhood was completely dull.
So, nope, timeline doesn't work. You can't leave Fruitland at 1:15 to 1:30 and go back to Ontario, go back to the airport, which is totally on the other side of the city and back in 3 hours. Oh, well, and then do which he's saying it may be as late as 5 o'clock to be fair, but he did another taxi run. He went and visited one of his friends, says for an hour and a half, tells me 20 minutes to 30 minutes. does the taxi run, and then goes to a restaurant or two. Here's some pictures of little Brandon. Little Brandon. Boy, those calves look the same. Brandon changes his looks probably more than he changes his underwear. In fact, I'm pretty sure of it. We got, bald Brandon, dark-haired Brandon, light-haired Brandon, glasses Brandon, in my opinion, kidnapping Brandon. Right there it is. That's him on the couch right there. There's- Chloe, it's it's constant. It's absolutely constant. There's Brandon and Mommy. Did the article of saying, "Thanks, you fixed my toilet leak." Interesting. I think Brandon, if he doesn't get to talking and trying to clear his name, Brandon might be sitting on a stainless steel toilet. No, Joanne, it doesn't. Kate. Oh, hold on. Who said my haircut? Mob, I'm growing my hair out. That's why I'm growing my hair out. I'm doing a new style. It's going to be higher. Honey, I'm Southern. We like big hair. The higher the hair, the closer to God, honey. All right, here we go.
Drove to Boise, dropped the
Uh-oh, what happened? Hold on.
client off. Went over to go visit Labor Dave.
Okay, hold on. I had to fast forward near the end. 1 second.
Also, detectives. That's why they stopped interrogating or questioning me that day, because I had passed the polygraph test.
So when you say you passed it, does that mean there was no deception on any question? Or does that mean, like, what does that mean when you pass a polygraph test?
No, it means you pass a polygraph test, like you have not lied on any question that they have asked you.
And did Adrian and Sarah and Brandon, did they all pass theirs too?
Adrian never did a polygraph to my knowledge. I know Sarah and Brandon did. I was told two different things. I was told they passed and I was told they didn't pass. So I don't know.
Rach, I like your comment. Stainless steel toilet, prison, communion device, Brandon. Needs money on my books, Brandon. Big hair's coming back. Big hair never went out of style for us Southerns. I'm just kidding.
I'm not going to speculate, but I'm not gonna also. Again, I'm being an upfront person, and I'm not gonna say they passed or they didn't pass because I don't know. I just what I'm being told. So,
So you guys
know
aren't
that
in
you
contact
did-
anymore? Like Sarah and like you,
I
Sarah,
don't talk.
Brandon,
Sarah's in
Adrian?
prison.
Okay.
And Brandon, I want nothing to do with him.
One way. Okay.
I don't know why I clipped that. I don't know why I clipped that one. Okay. All right. Now we're with Dolly. Dolly's interview. The clips that I found interesting.
Mhm.
So do you remember about what time of day that you took that first cab
I
ride?
left about 1 o'clock.
So you left for about 1, and you were going for how long do you think you was gone for on that first cab ride that morning?
How long was I gone? You said.
Yeah, for the first one that you took. How long was your first trip?
I mean, I only took one ride that day. Sarah was gone. The morning time, she took Adrian to.
He only took one ride that day. Oh. He says one ride in this interview. He tells us 2 rides.
Napa or Boise or wherever they went, but I know I only did one run and I left about 1 o'clock.
Okay.
What was I got back about 4:30.
Before you left, like when
So we had pulled off we made a turn, and Sarah towing the vehicle, she had never towed one before. She wanted to learn, so
you wasn't driving. You was a passenger. Okay. Did you drive there or did Sarah drive to Brandon's?
No, she drove there and back.
Oh, she drove.
So she wanted to learn how to pull another car with a strap. Boy, that's the most exciting thing I've ever heard in my entire life to learn. Not get fart phlegm. That's the most exciting thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Listen, the next time one of you break down, yeah, make sure you call me. We'll put a strap on. Strap on. Strap off. Idiot. I can't really with these idiots. Daily, thank you. Thank you so much for another membership. Welcome to the family. Yeah, Sarah does have the clapper. The herps. Clapper.
There and back. So she had never towed a vehicle at this point. So you just kind of coaching her along the way as she's pulling the vehicle.
Yep.
Okay. So y'all pull off. You say you pull off somewhere else.
Yeah, because what happened is oh no, it was at a stoplight. We didn't.
It was at a stoplight, you said?
Yes.
So y'all didn't pull off and stop anywhere?
No.
Y'all just stopped at a stoplight?
Well, we did stop on the side of the road, but that was because the tow strap snapped.
Oh.
Because there was too much slack.
Uh-huh.
Hey, give me 1 second.
Okay. Because the tow strap had broke. Now you get out there, do you have another tow strap with you?
No, I just there was enough tow strap I could just tie it in a double knot. So that's what I did.
Now, how long do you think you was out there messing with that on the side of the road? Was it like a quick thing? You got out there
15 minutes, 10 minutes probably.
All right, so let's Do the math. He says he leaves at 5:30. Okay, which is not true. But let's just use his time for a minute. It's 45 minutes there. It's 45 minutes back. Right? So we got 5:30, 6:30, 7 o'clock. And then he says that Brandon stays in the house for about 15 minutes. Doing the laundry. And it took him about the same time to hook up the car. Okay. Well, why did you get home at 11 or yeah, like 11:20 or something like that? He says he left there at 6:30 or 7 and got there at 7:15. Even that doesn't add up. Then was there 30 minutes and back at 10:20 p.m. driving a 50-minute route in 25 minutes. Yes. It doesn't work. No, she didn't break the toilet. She broke the strap.
Probably at tops.
So you were pulled over for about 10 minutes just working on the
I
strap.
know Sarah had gotten out of the vehicle. She really had to take a pee, and
Uh-huh.
she, had to use the bathroom on the side of the road. So that's what she did while I was doing that. But
Did she do that right by the vehicle? Did she go in the woods and use the bathroom? Do you remember?
no, it was literally on the side of the road.
Oh, so she just squats and pees right there where y'all at.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that done. I know how ladies are. Seen some
But,
crazy things. Some crazy.
They gotta go. They gotta go.
Yeah, true that. Okay, so at that point, you get the vehicle, you get it back strapped down. Do you remember what highway you're on at this point that you pulled off? Is it right near where the landfill or any of
I
that
think
stuff?
it's Highway 55.
Highway 55. Okay.
I think so.
So you get the vehicle fixed back up, you got it going. Did you stop once you did it to check on it again, or did you just keep moving forward with it?
No, I just kept moving forward. I knew
Okay.
I tried to.
Oh crap, hold on one second. This is what Brandon needs.
He needs some milk. He needs some milk.
He needs some milk. You seen what he told Brooke about this interview? No, I didn't. Thank God. No, I didn't. He doesn't. I need Excedrin for
enough.
Man.
Okay, so at this point, from this point, you're driving straight back to your house. You're going back down the highway. You're getting back to where you live, correct?
Correct.
All right, so you go back in time. Do you think you enter 8th Street coming back with the tow?
What time do you think we got back?
Yeah, with the tow from Brandon's house after he washed the clothes and you hooked up the vehicle.
No, it was probably 9:15, 9:30 at night.
9:30 at night. Okay.
Mhm.
Now it's 9:30. 9:15, 9:30. Your timestamp that you showed us, what time was the timestamp? Holy hell. I gotta find that timestamp. What time was that timestamp. Hold on. Let me show you this. This timestamp says 7:59. I need to put in these coordinates. This timestamp says 9:56. This timestamp says 9:56. And how long did he say? How long? Yes. Bingo. That's exactly right. Told Dr. John 11:30 or 12. Sunset was at 9:12. Was at 9:12. Which he thinks sunset is 5:30. Such a Yeah, that one. What happened to the yeah, it depends on what interview, Rebecca. One interview he says we did one ride. The next interview he says we did two. Call me June Cleaver, but how did he get timestamps from back then? No, it's not you're confused. It's that we're all confused because he doesn't make sense. Do you think it's a possibility that I accidentally hit him with the truck since Sarah was driving and towing the first? No. Mm-mm. Yep, it is rainy nights. You're right. You're exactly right. Certainly is. Certainly is. All right. So he says 9, 9:15, 9:30. Well, how can you be home? How can you be home by then?
And y'all say you. So at 9:30 at night, when you enter 8th Street, what do you see? Do you see anything unusual? Is there people in the
Yeah,
neighborhood?
there when we got back, there was a shit ton of people all over.
All over, just walking around, or what were the people doing? What did you observe?
Police officers, search and rescue, just neighbors, people from the communities. I told Sarah to stop and ask what happened, and because Brandon was steering the vehicle behind us.
Uh-huh.
That's a very good point, Mohawk Bomb, on that. His photo of the alarm said 7 hours, 34 minutes. And it was taken the day Michael was abducted. So about 11 p.m. is when he said it. Thank you, Microdot. Good to see you, hon. Where's the Mercedes now? Yeah, I can show it again. Sleuth him. Surely can. Give me 1 second. Okay, there it is. Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can make it smaller. Yeah. 1 second. I got the. I might have made them too big. That one's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine. Okay, we're good now. All right, so this one, the time. Let me make my screen bigger. Oops. Is that too big? Let me try like this. Okay. No. No. That's better probably for this. Okay. For this one, to 759, battery 100%, 43, 41, 33. Hold on. Okay. All right. Yeah. Which one do you want to see, Sleuthin? Astrological Queen. Yeah. Yeah, I seen it. It was amazing. Not for me. Wait, what? Not for me. The alarm one. Okay, let's see here. Mm. Okay. This one is Eagle Idaho. Hold on 1 second. Let me check something. Eagle, Idaho. Okay, what time is that Eagle one? Okay, look at this, guys. The Eagle, Idaho is, and this is at 9:56 p.m. 9:56 p.m. Look what we just found out. Eagle, Idaho. It's 9:56 p.m. when he took this. From Eagle, Idaho to Fruitland, it's 48 minutes. He's 48 minutes away. I'll have to see if I have the other one. Hold on 1 second, Mohawk. So he was in Eagle, Idaho at 9:56 p.m. So he couldn't have been home. He couldn't have been home until at least 10:45. There's no way he could have been home at 10:20. Plus towing, they were not back at the neighborhood until after 11, closer to 11:30. So why is he saying 9 o'clock? 9, 9:15, 9:30. But he didn't understand the assignment. Cough. Oh, that does not make you look good. That does not make you look good. Hold on a second. Where is... All right, hold on. Where is yeah, it's 48 minutes at normal speed. All right, now tell me, where is... I can't think of where's Brandon's mom's house right now? I can't think. I know her address. I can't think of the city. Kuna. Thank you. Kuna. Yes, Kuna. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. All right. All right. All right. So that is 30 minutes away from Kuna. That timestamp, Eagle, Idaho, and Kuna is 30 minutes. Hold on. Oh, shit. Sorry. Okay, hold on a second. Why is he... Why is he over in Eagle, Idaho? Hold on a minute. Kuna. Okay, let's do this. Okay. So he took the back road. Would this be considered Eagle? Because, hold on, let me see what that... 43. I'm going to have to enter that... I'm going to have to enter those coordinates where he was at, exactly where he was at. Okay, I'm going to do that later. Down to Fruitland. Hold on, let me see this. Okay, let me go back to that 1 second. He said from Kuna, they took 10 to 54 to pay it. Was it 52 or 54? Because that says an hour and 17 minutes. If you took that direction. Oh, thank you so much, Meredith. Thank you so much, my love. Thank you, Meredith.
We got a new charity dono.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, Iris, I didn't see you. Thank you for becoming a member again. Welcome to the family. Did he remember Stacey obeys traffic? 3.2 hours for 48 miles if legally towing at 15 miles an hour. The strap, yeah. 10 goes straight up to Eagle where they stop supposedly. Yeah, could be 52 not looking at map. Okay. She peed at a stop sign. I'm going to have to dig more into that. I'm going to have to dig more into that.
So he was actually in the vehicle you were towing?
Yes, because he had to steer it.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know.
So I want to know, I need to find out. I know it's a 99 Mercedes, but I don't know what model it was. If that, I want to know if they could actually steer it. I want to know if they could actually steer it, because if you can't turn it on, I don't even think you can put it in neutral. Can you? Sarah still has, like, I think 2
No, you were
years in
towing it
jail.
like that. You literally towing it with a strap.
100%. Yeah, there was no trailer or anything.
Oh, okay. For this whole time, I'm thinking you got a trailer and you got it lifted up on a trailer and you got it strapped
Oh,
in.
no.
You're towing this vehicle with a strap and he's driving the
Oh, yeah.
vehicle behind you. Okay.
Yeah.
I completely understand now. Okay, so you're coming in like a convoy with a car strapped to you.
Yeah. Hey, quick question for you.
See it. Okay, so all they do is put in Dolly Vision and it should pull up my channel and they can click on it and watch.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. And I got to make a correction. It was Highway 52.
Highway 52 that you had pulled off to strap the car back in. So when you get into the neighborhood, you start seeing fire, search and rescue, things of this nature, people walking around the neighborhood, and you tell Sarah to pull over and ask somebody what's going on. All right, what when she pulled up?
So it says an hour and 17 minutes that way. But I think it's got a wreck on it too.
What did they say?
I asked them what was going on, and they were like, "Oh, well, a little boy has disappeared."
A little boy has disappeared. Did they say disappeared or did they say abducted? Do you remember? Can you recall?
So I know I made that mistake in the last video. I'm 99% positive it was disappeared. The abduction came later on when,
well, I
everyone went down.
Okay. Now you get back, you're coming back. Y'all are like, okay, this kid's been, either vanished or he's been abducted, and you go back to the house, your house, correct? When you get to the house, what goes on then?
Sarah and Brandon took off to go help look for him, and I stayed home because at that time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, Crystal. Your lights were not going to work either. Your lights aren't even going to work either. So you're going to tow a car at night with a strap on? That doesn't even sound right. In neutral.
I pulled around the long way of our road. The other, so you could take a left on Mallard Street, which is where Sarah's parents live, the street that they live on, and that road will lead you around to Red Wing Street. So I did it that way because I wasn't trying to block the road. So
Yeah.
but I knew I needed to get the car unmounted from the truck because I was
Yes,
taking up the length of the
Debbie, yes.
street.
Yeah, you're not far from where you were at. You're not far from the bend in the road either, are you?
No, not at all.
Okay, I understand it's big with the two cars hooked, so you've got to figure, hey, you're taking up everything. You want to disconnect those to clear up some space on the road.
Correct.
So at this point, how long do you think Brandon and Sarah went in the house before they decided to go, okay, well, let's go look for Michael?
They never went to the house. They never went in the house. They went straight walking to go look for him.
Boom. Boom. They never even went in the house. Yeah, 1999, Rach. They never went in the house. Hey, Northern Light. Never went in the house. You never went in the house. So you got home. He completely like abandons the car. You unhook it. Pull it on the side of the street. Yeah, 1999 Mercedes. And that's it too, Amy in Boston. I don't think she walked anywhere. And also, Brandon said they didn't walk. The sedan was the bubble-eyed model. My ex bought one, my granny one. So you got home, as soon as you got there, you guys just took off walking for 2 hours. And then the next morning, you got up you were actually out the door by 9 o'clock. You didn't sleep that night, did you?
So they never went. So you sat there disconnected in the trailer. They left, went walking, looking for Monkey.
Correct.
How long do you think they were gone out looking for Michael?
About an hour and a half.
About an hour and a half.
All right. So let's say we know that if that was 9:56, Stacey and them could not have been home until minimum of 11 o'clock. And they're out an hour and a half. So minimum, if they're out there an hour and a half, queef watch. Yeah. It's going to be 12:30. And they're up. They're out the door by 9. Sarah and Brandon. And Sarah is walking for an hour and a half. She can't even ride an hour and a half. Walk.
Okay, so they come back. You're there. What are they talking about at this point? And at this point, y'all haven't seen Adrian since the beginning of this day, right? Since he left early that morning. There had been no more contact with the Adrian guy.
You're gonna have to hold on a second. I'm waiting on the Amber Alert.
Oh, okay.
There's an Amber Alert that just went out, so you know.
Okay, do you want to read it out to us since you're here?
I don't even know how to pull it up.
Oh. They've been gone for about an hour and a half, right? And they come back home. And what is their demeanor when they come back? Do they talk to you about them searching or what's going on? Do you ask them any questions about what's going on?
What do you mean, Brandon and Sarah?
Yeah, like when they come back, like you'd be like, did you find them? You know, like if you was out searching for something.
Yeah,
Like,
just general questions. Yeah, absolutely. You know,
And-
ask if they saw anything.
and can you recall what they had said to you, or anything close maybe that you can remember from it?
Pretty sure they just said that they didn't. Nobody's found anything.
That nobody found them.
So in this interview, he says he talks to them after they get back, and nobody found Michael. In the other interview, he said he went home and he went straight to bed. He was exhausted.
Now, at this point, had like I don't want to jump too far ahead. So at this point, the search continues in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
All right. At some point in that search, there is a flyer that appears on the refrigerator in your house of Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now, did Sarah get really into looking for Monkey? Like, did she go out daily looking for him? Was she posting this picture on the internet? Was she doing any of these types of things? Did you seem it was overly done or anything, like all of a sudden she had this interest in this? Did she ever have interest in missing kids before?
Yeah, I mean, we cared for them. You know what I mean? Like, we just didn't go look for other missing kids that have gone missing. There wasn't a whole lot of that going on,
for Michael.
Okay, say that again. I'm sorry.
So her behavior did not seem odd whatsoever after Michael Monkey Bond went missing.
No.
Okay. Now, is she
Cassie, 21 months, one of my very first members. Thank you so much, Cassie. Love you and appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Like literally. I don't know where PG is. She hasn't been live in like 5 days. I messaged her to check on her, but she hasn't said
always been a highly religious person?
Listen to this.
She claimed she was, yeah.
But I mean, before the time, would you think like things she were posting or things like that, she got overly at some point religious? I hate to say that because Christian people are gonna be like, how do you get over religious? But I mean, where you're just God this, Jesus this. Was she in that type of state of mentality?
After he went missing, yeah.
Thank you, Lisa.
Okay, so but before that, she wasn't like gung ho, like Bible thumping. I hate to say that. I'm gonna get beat up by Christian people later, But I mean, so her behavior changed just a little bit to a little more religious. Okay.
Okay.
Point in the day.
We know for a fact that her behavior changed after Michael, just like Don's behavior changed after Summer. Everything was Bible this, God that, which is fine in a normal circumstance, right? But, if you're this like number one suspects, kind of looks a little weird, don't you think?
Okay. Where do y'all go next?
Brandon asked us to go to pick up his car in CUDA.
I think I got this out of order.
And he had been asking us prior quite a lot. So we just put it off, and we're just tired of him asking us. So
Well, how long was that car sitting there? How long was that car sitting there in his mom's garage? Because in another interview, you said it was just been a couple days. Brandon was it wasn't a thing that absolutely needed to be towed, especially that night.
Was there anything wrong with his car?
Yeah, he blew the spark plugs out of it.
Okay, so that's why y'all were
He
going
blew
down
his
to
spark
pick his
plugs.
car up. Now, from my understanding, do you tow a trailer also?
I mean, I can tow trailers. I know how. We didn't tow a trailer that night.
Was y'all going to tow his vehicle back, or was he?
It was a tow strap, correct?
Okay, so y'all were hooking it up to your vehicle to tow his vehicle back. So he asked you, he's like, Stacey, I need you to take me to get my car. Will you help me out?
Mm-hmm.
And just you're like, yeah, I'll help you. I hate to backtrack a little bit, go down 8th Street to get out the neighborhood. For anybody that don't know, this neighborhood is basically one way in, one way out.
One way out.
Yeah. When you go in, you have to go past the splash pad to get in it. You have to come past the splash pad to get out it. At the end of at the end of 8th Street is a windy dirt road that leads you down to the Snake River. It's I think it's 3 neighborhoods. Even there, around what time do you think you decided?
I was kind of thinking that too. I'm like, wouldn't you need one more toe strap? Diamond, you can email me if you want there. I just dropped my email. Thank you. Don't you need more than one toe strap?
Decided, okay, Brandon, and who all left with you? Sarah went with you. Brandon went with you. By this time, Adrian's already gone.
Yeah, so it's just
I mean, you need more than one toe strap. I mean, one toe strap carrying a car like that up and down these, mountains in Idaho.
Okay. So y'all load up in what vehicle do you load up in?
Took the red GMC for the burgundy.
The GMC. So at some point you're leaving. Do you stop anywhere on the way?
Yeah.
Watch Kelly Dime. It was a 99 Mercedes, not a 70s Nova with a big block. How do you blow all your spark plugs? Right.
No, we didn't. Sorry.
Okay.
My puppy's just working.
Okay. At some point, did you have to put brake fluid or power steering fluid or something into your vehicle? Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, we did stop at like right outside the subdivision.
So you stopped right outside the subdivision. Are you talking about like on the main drag on like 8th?
Yeah, 8th Street, 8th in Arizona. That stop sign right there.
So you come out your neighbor,
which is 164 feet from Michael Vaughn's backyard.
Neighborhood, and you come to 8th right there at the corner. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you stop and you put power steering fluid in your vehicle.
Yep.
Now, was you the only person to get out the vehicle at that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you check the level. You see it needs some power steering fluid. Now, while you was there, did you notice anything?
Here we go.
Noticed a boy playing in the neighborhood, but or somebody's yard, but it doesn't make any more unusual than.
Now let me. I know the area pretty good. So when you come out your neighborhood, there's a field that sits adjacent, straight across from your neighborhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, if you was to go down, the first right would be. Let's see, the first right. I don't know what the name of that street is off of 8th.
Okay, repeat. What are you asking? Which
Where I'm just trying to get a location where you would have stopped. General basis of where you stopped. Like
so do you know where Arizona is, right? So you pull out the subdivision, Hidden Meadow subdivision, and you take a left, and right there's a little dirt patch right before the
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. So we pulled off right on the right hand side of the road.
Okay. Okay.
Before Arizona.
Okay. Now let me ask you this.
Probably 500 feet before.
Okay. So in this, what time would you think this was during the day?
5:15. No, sorry. We left about 5:30. So doing like 5:40.
He's lying out the crack of his orifice. He's lying. 540. No, 540. How about 640? 640 is what you meant to say. 640 is what you meant to say.
540.
Babe,
Okay.
640.
Hand me my bottle with her, please.
All right. So when you're sitting there, you're putting power steering fluid in your vehicle, and you know.
And that is exactly right. Dirt patch is on Arizona, not 8th Street. Bingo.
Notice a child with a. Tell me a little bit about the child you noticed. What did you see? What was going on? What you can remember? I know it's been 2.5, almost 3 years, so I know it's hard. But if you can remember anything from maybe what the kid was wearing, what the kid looked like.
I just know he had dark brown hair.
Uh-huh.
He was taller, like had to have been 8, 9, 10 years old. Did not look anything. Not. I mean, mind you, it wasn't a clear picture. You know what I mean? I wasn't really trying to pay attention. You know.
Yeah, you was putting power steering.
Always pay attention to my surroundings all the time. You know. But nothing was unusual about it. Like you just seemed like a normal kid just playing in the neighborhood.
Yeah, and you say he had a toy. Do you remember what kind of toy he may have had?
No. I didn't pay attention again. I just know he was playing with something is all I know.
And you didn't see nobody else around the kid. Was he in a yard?
Yeah, he was in the neighbor's yard, yeah. Or one of the people's yards off of East Street, but
okay.
I assumed it was just somebody's kid.
He wasn't playing in none of the fields over there.
No.
Oh, okay. That's what I was trying to get at. Was he in the field or was he near, because a lot of
outside a house, like in the front yard.
Across from the field, which would sit right across from the field. Okay. So how long do you think he was there putting power steering fluid in the vehicle?
At max 30 seconds. It doesn't take very long.
He tells Dr. John. Well, he says 7 or 8 houses down the neighbor's yard. But yeah, he says, what was I going to say? Oh, in this, he says 30 seconds. Yes. In another interview, he says 5 minutes. Exactly.
And then you jump in and you leave from there and you continue down 8th Street to go to Brandon's, what is it, his mother's house?
Bingo.
Okay, so she's wearing some jeans and he usually wears shorts.
Yeah.
You ever know Brandon to wear shirts with like cut off sleeves or anything?
No.
Yep.
Never seen him with no cut off sleeves. Okay, now at that point y'all leave there. Y'all don't stop no more in the neighborhood, right? Correct?
Certainly does.
You want what?
Y'all don't stop in the neighborhood no more after putting the power steering fluid.
Not at all.
Okay, so now y'all leave.
All right. Let's see if there's one more. I think there might be one more.
Okay. Now,
hold on, I'm gonna save that one for tomorrow. I'm here almost 3 hours. All right, y'all. I've been here almost 3 hours. I need to go do some stuff. All right. I love you. Mwah. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here. We are going to get justice for Monkey Michael Joseph Vaughn. And we're not going to stop until that day. Amen. Love you all. Thank you all so much for being here. God bless each and every single one of you. I may be back live here in a little bit for a press conference that we missed, but about the 6 that was found out in the desert. So I'll let you guys know shortly. Thank you all for being here. God bless each and every one of you. Truly, thank you. Bye-bye.